The How are the Lakers doing, buddy?
Start falling.
How are they doing right now?
So I think the last that I heard, he still was at 8 points end of the first quarter.
Okay. All right. So he's got what, 23 left now then. Is 31 he ties it or 31 he gets it?
He needed 36 total, so he's
Okay.
at
So
28 still. So he's pacing a little bit short, but
well he did get you said he got hit in the eye, so that'll do it to you, man.
yeah,
Throws off your shooting for sure.
still think it's gonna happen. He didn't put that headband on for no reason.
Bro, LeBron with the headband. I mean, you don't just throw that thing on for no reason, man. That's Um, Welcome back, Recliner Sports Reporters, for another week's episode of Keep the Change podcast. You got Mac, and with me, as always, Mr. Roberto. Robbie, how's the week been, buddy? How was last week on the books?
Yeah, it was it's pretty normal. Some ups and downs. Had some good days, some bad days, but I think I came out at around $40 or so I had for the week. So I mean, any week that you're in the green, it's good. Can't complain. Got to enjoy a lot of extra excitement and some games that I really otherwise wouldn't have probably even watched. So
What was like? I know for me, uh, I one big one. That's why I'm rocking them today. The Hoosiers upsetting Wisconsin, man. That was a big one. That was one of my or Purdue, my bad. Purdue upsetting Purdue. Um, that was a good one for me. That was good. Plus, I'm a Hoosier fan, so I like seeing that. Once again, another number one team falls. I don't. They just don't get comfortable up there.
it doesn't need to be March for the madness. It's just all season long.
Dude, like I don't even know why they're ranking them right now. Like it doesn't even matter. Teams not even living up there very long at all. What any big ones for you this past week?
Man, I had a was it, I think an 11 legger on the Cavs game a couple nights ago. So
God, I love an 11 legger, man.
they
That's
just put through a lot of different stats in there, and just I think it was man, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and I had hit everything already at that point. And I'm like, man, this should put more than $25 on that. But
so that's the thing though, right? Is they always hit when you don't have a lot of money on that, right? Anytime you go big, it always misses by like 1 point,
one
one
guy,
yard, a half a yard, the one anytime touchdown that didn't hit. It's always one. But then when you sprinkle just a little bit on it, they all hit, and you're like, what the heck? Now you've been on something though. You've been taking these safe bets. You were talking to me about it. Talk me through a little bit about these safe bets again.
so
Those
just
15 leggers.
stuff. One of my big ones I've been on. I mean, since sports betting became legal in Ohio on the first was Isaac Okoro. Anytime that his over underline on threes is at 0.5, I've just been hitting the over. I mean, I forget the exact number right now, but I know it's well over 70% in that time it's hit.
That's
You don't have
winning.
to win every
That's
single time, but if you're going to win 60, 70, 80% of the time, you're going to come out ahead.
dude, 70% is that's winning margins right there.
Yeah.
Um, that's you got to trust that, and you got to keep riding with that until it doesn't hit anymore. Um, all right, buddy. But hey, speaking of the big time bet, the big one, the last time we're gonna be able to bet on football for the next, what is it, like 6 months?
Yeah.
It's Super Bowl week, baby.
Heck yeah.
Um, this game has switched. I thought this game was gonna get a lot wider than it was, but um, it is brought down all the way now to just -1.5 for the
I think it's a
Eagles.
safe bet taking Philly at that.
I think so. I know me and you've been I know I've been high on him. I know you've been high on him. I thought this thing was gonna swing a lot wider to like minus at least -2, like 3, even 4 maybe. But
Hmm.
they have a lot of faith. The books Vegas has a lot of faith in Reed and Patrick Mahomes, man.
Yeah, I'm still hoping. I don't know if anybody hasn't signed up. If you guys have seen the petition going around to allow Mama Kelsey to flip the coin at the Super Bowl, that would be pretty awesome.
Dude, that should totally be allowed.
How much cooler does it get than that? Her to have
That
one son standing on both sides with her makeshift jersey that's split between the two teams, and she gets to flip the coin.
I think that's gotta happen. I
And
mean,
regardless, who cares about the petition? Who cares about the votes? The NFL's just got to get on that. Goodell just make
just just walk her on. That reminds me of like, I don't know if you watched the Barstool Arizona Bowl, but they had Frank the Tank flip the coin and the game ended up going to overtime. And they were like, oh, wait, wake up, Frank. He's got to go flip that coin again. And they played the trumpet song as his walkout.
that.
He's strung out there to go flip that coin. So if you can get Frank the Tank to flip a coin in a bowl game, come on, Mama Kelsey. And again, it's such a fitting. You're right. That's such a fitting. I would love to see that. That'd be epic. So lots to bet on for this game because this is it. And there's lots of. I love the Super Bowl because you get the most outrageous player props. I'm going to start with the first one that I'm locking in, buddy, and that is the pre-game pick that if you don't have money on this, what a rush. You're not a true gambler if you're not putting money on this, the coin toss. So, let's go. I'm putting 2.5 units. Tails, baby. Tails never fails. I wrote tails last year, didn't hit. Wrote tails the year before, didn't hit. It's
Third
due.
time's. I'm riding with you on tails for the coin toss.
Dude, you gotta if you're not sprinkling a little bit on the coin toss, like why are
It's
you
like the first basket bet on a basketball game.
and
It it's
that
quick.
brings me
It's an instant throw.
that brings me to the next one. First touchdown score. Who is getting into the end zone first?
Man, I know he didn't do much last week, but I feel like AJ Brown's going to break one.
AJ Brown's been quiet. He's been a
He
little
didn't,
quiet.
didn't hear from him last week, but
That's
that's
a
a
good one.
thing. He's
I
due.
I like AJ Brown. That's a good one. I also like Devontae Smith, but I tell you what, I think we were talking about him last week as an anytimer. And if you're already taking him as an anytimer, why not sprinkle a little bit because it's up there plus 350. The boy, Boston Scott, baby.
And all he does is score.
All he does is all he does is score, man. All he
Who
does is
would have
get
ever thought
touchdowns.
that a guy named Boston and Dallas would be so beloved in Philly, leading the football team to the Super Bowl?
Literally, like, what are the odds? And that guy who's had he's been such a workhorse over his whole career. And like honestly, it's why you just love a guy like that because he's the back. He's a team player every time. He's next guy up whenever they need him. He's very consistent. Again, kind of the whole thing with the Eagles this year, just Mr. Consistent. And it shows when he can get in the end zone. All right, who is scoring? So if Boston Scott gets it in, we're hoping then we're saying the Eagles get the first points on the board. But now this is actually tricky though because it says Eagles or Chiefs to score first. That could be a field goal though. Chiefs could go down and get a field goal. So who you think's getting the first points on the board?
Well, if you follow that leaked script that came out last week, well, that was Kansas City going up 10-0 in the first, wasn't it? I think they ran off to the lead in the first half before Philly came back to win it.
I believe that's what the league script said. So if you're going off that could be. I like that. I could see the Chiefs. I really do think whoever's getting the ball first is going to put points on the board. I think this is going to be. I think the scoreboard is going to get lit up here. I think that not that like all right, I always say this in like bowl games. Like always bet the over in a bowl game because defenses don't show up to bowl games. I'm not saying that happens in the NFL, but these two offenses are just they're top level. And their defenses are good, but these are two great offenses. And I think they've been you got to think this is the bag of tricks game, man. Like
Yeah,
the stuff that they both these teams been practicing this stuff all season. So that An- Andy's thought he was going to be here. Sirianni thought he was going to be here. They're going to have a great game plan. I think this is when both offenses should be rolling. Hopefully, it's not like that Patriots Rams Super Bowl. What was that? 2019. That was. And if you're a defensive fan, it's great. But oh my God, that was a. I think almost fell asleep at halftime.
and I really don't see it. McCole Hardman got moved to the IR. I know they got CEH back, but I don't know if Mahomes and Kelsey are going to be able to do it on their own when they can focus that much on shutting Kelsey down. And that front four is just going to get to Mahomes. And if
Yeah,
he's not able to move around, if he's still hobbling like he was in the AFC Championship game, I know I'm biased. I know I've been pulling for the Eagles, but I just don't see that offense moving like we're accustomed to.
I think they're really going to have to try to establish a good run game with Pacheco or get him out in some routes. I think they're really going to have to lean on that guy. And he's a good guy to be leaning on because he's been nothing but outstanding uh, this whole entire season, honestly.
Yeah.
And like you got to think, like they got rid of Edwards-Helaire, they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and the guys who've replaced those two players for the Chiefs have stepped in and done super well. So that's
Edwards-Helaire he's just been hurt, but he just got activated off the IR this week.
so
But
that'll be a big return for them. But I still think Pacheco's the guy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I still think Pacheco's the guy. All right, this one you were kind of talking about. We were talking about it last week. Me and you were talking about on the phone. I like this bet. The opening kickoff result. Will it be a touchback? Yes or no? No is at the plus money right now.
I
Like the
gotta
coin.
know.
I I think I might. I'm riding with you on this one. Just return. Just has to return it. Just has to return. And you got to think it's a Super Bowl. Even if that thing gets kicked into the end zone,
How do you not run it out?
how do you not run it out? You know what I'm
You got
saying?
going. I mean, you know that returner has in his mind dreamed of running the opening kickoff for the Super Bowl back for a touchdown.
Unless this thing goes out the back of the end zone, which I don't think it is, because both these kickers are really good at putting it at spots.
Yep, they like getting that height.
I think that this thing is getting returned. So I like that. So no to the touchback plus money. I just locked it in. Lock it in. Keep the change on that one. All right, moving down the line. All right, Chiefs, Eagles first to 10 points. The Chiefs are at almost a pick 'em at minus 105. That's pretty good. If you're sticking to the script,
Yeah, but
that could be the line.
if the script came out, they got to change the script now. There's got to be a new script.
Yeah. It was a fake script, bro. That's what it was. They were
But
just teasing all the betters.
that's just trying to take people's money.
Oh, okay. This one's a fun one. Chiefs, Eagles, first timeout.
Ooh, man, injury timeouts count.
uh use. So they have to call the timeout. This team has to call the timeout.
In this crazy way, but I'm gonna go at Kansas City after Mahomes gets sacked and gets up hobbling a little bit too much for Andy Reid's liking. Is
I
going to
like
call
that.
timeout just to check the temperature on his quarterback, make sure everything's all right.
Well, I'll tell you what. the lines are with you on this one because they are favored to use their first timeout. That's such a funny bet. Like, how do you how do you even set that line? All right. So now we're working on first 3 minutes, first 5 minutes. When do you think the first score of the game is going to happen? Under 7 minutes, under three? I think 3 minutes and 30 seconds score first, just to score in those time. That's pretty. I mean, that's plus 385 is what I'm seeing right now. I mean, that's a quick score. I don't think that that's happening.
That's moving.
Um, First 5 minutes though, plus 200. But then you get yourself 30 seconds plus 150. I think a comfortable area is first. I like first 6.5. I think there'll be a touch. I think there'll be some type of score in the first 6.5 minutes.
That's enough time for even if the first drive fizzles out, you still got a realistic time for the second team to get down and score there.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see here. Oh my. First offensive play for the Chiefs, run or pass. Same with the Eagles, run or pass. This is why I love the Super Bowl. You get these type of bets that are just the
I'm
ones to
going
go
run
with.
with Philly and pass with Kansas City. I know you're
Pat,
saying Kansas City's got to establish the run, but let's be honest. Andy Reid loves to throw the football.
dude, pass is
He's
plus.
gonna play in his mind. He thinks he can get a chunk on that first offensive play, and he's going to try to do it to get some momentum going in that offense.
Dude, the Chiefs to pass the ball is plus 140 on their first play. That's
I
that's
like.
I like plus money. I like plus money. You know what? Locking that in. I like I love it. I love every bit of that. All right. Moving down the line here. These are just so fun. All right. Over under punts total. Both teams 7. 7 total punts. I don't see that hitting. I see the under hitting on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think that's going to be the under. I think we see. I don't know if there's. I'm sure that there is, but I'm thinking we're going to see 2, maybe 3 turnovers total in the game. I don't know which
Oh,
way they're going to go, but I think we're going to see the ball exchange hands a couple of times.
ooh, that's a good line to find. We'll see if that gets in there. Um, First sack, Chiefs or Eagles. It looks like the Chiefs are the dogs on this one. They're saying the Eagles are going to get the first sack.
I agree with that. Oh, you have a pretty solid defensive line across the board in Philly going up against basically Chris Jones with some help in Kansas City.
I like that. I like that. Ooh, will there be a blocked punt in the game? Plus 1,000. Worth the sprinkle.
That
Not
just makes
gonna.
me want to sit there and look back and see how many punts either team has had blocked all season, or if they've blocked any. It just it
That's
might be worth it. That's the beauty behind all this betting is there are analytics that you can follow.
bro. You said how many turnovers? 3.
Yeah, I
Two,
think 2 to 3.
the line is set at 2.5 right now. At a pretty much a pick 'em right now. So you're locking that in, or is that your pick? There's going to be 3 turnovers.
So, well, I was at 2, maybe 3. The line being at 2.5. I mean, I was pretty spot on with Vegas. Maybe they should just let me start picking lines.
I know, right?
Give
Rob,
me just give me a Kush gravy salary for that,
yeah.
and I'll just watch sports all day.
Instead of
Just
bet
lines.
Fred, it's bet Rob. It's the new book that's coming out in Ohio right now.
Do it.
All right, last one for like kind of the game props. Safety. Will there be a safety in the game? Plus 800 for the yes. I don't think there's going to be a safety. I think you stay away from that one.
No, I don't see it happening.
Watch, someone's going to get one now. It always happens.
Happen.
All right. First sack of the game. Who's get?
Player
Yep. What player's getting the first sack?
Hassan Reddick.
Plus 400.
I like it.
Dude, that's a that
And teams for some reason. How many sacks does the dude have on the year? I know he's up in the upper teens. They still keep single teaming him.
you can't do that.
You have somebody like that that has been a threat consistently all season long. Eventually, you got to start giving some help.
He was your pick for MVP last
Yeah.
week. I like it. Plus 400. All right. Uh Speaking of which, odds to win Super Bowl MVP. Hassan Reddick right now is at plus 2800.
That's pretty.
I mean,
You like
kind of
seeing that. And hey, man, I usually got to put together a 10-12 leg parlay to get some odds like that. That's just one thing you're betting on right there.
one dude's got to have a good game.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shoot a ball out, man. Strip sack and a pick six return for a touchdown. That's it. You do that, you can take the rest of the game off.
And it's gonna go to like Jalen Hurts or something, which it shouldn't, because I feel like I don't know. Watch, he's
Yeah.
gonna have like a 4 touchdown game, two himself and 2 passing. Um, all right. Anytime touchdowners. Who's got the green lights for anytime touchdowners?
Oh, I think you just definitely said the one there. Jalen's definitely. I mean, if they get the ball inside the 2.5 yard line, they're going to run a QB sneak. And if that doesn't work, they're going to line back up. They're going to run another QB sneak, and they're going to just get the ball in with Jalen.
I like that. Who else is getting in the end zone?
We both like Boston Scott. We talked
Love.
about that.
I love touchdown Scott, man.
I mean, Travis Kelce scores touchdowns. He's
Very,
their only threat, really, receiving
very
wise.
consistently.
So, gotta like Travis
And
Kelce.
they do so much with him too, besides just passing the ball too. They involve him, especially in the red zone. That's just like Kelsey Central. I
The
like
dude's
that.
an athlete, though. He's
Yeah.
and if I'm gonna throw another one out there, Miles Sanders has been stepping it up this year,
I
especially
like
as
that.
a great game last week. And really, just if that Philly offensive line dominates the line of scrimmage like they did last week, and they might just go and run for another 250 yards.
Yeah.
They might
I
have another three, 4 touchdowns on the ground. Jalen may only throw for one, but you know,
yeah, I could see that. I like that
but
one a lot.
Chris Jones is just a massive man.
He is big. It's definitely gonna cause them some fits. But I don't know. Kelsey up front too. You got I don't know. Nick, you said that Eagles offensive line has been so consistent and good this year. I could see them really just kind of stepping up and just enforcing their will on that D line. And then again, but that's the thing is like it's not like they just have to worry about a running back either. Like you can have Jalen Hurts, they can run the QB game. You have to respect their deep ball threats with Brown and even Goddard and Devontae Smith. Like I think there's too much to worry about.
Oh yeah,
All right, buddy. Well, that's all the game props I got listed up. Uh I think I'm still liking my Jalen Hurts over on the. So this is the nuke it player prop from Randy. Jalen Hurts over passing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts over passing yards, and Philly to win by 2. I think
I
that's
like it.
plus 360 on that one. I like that one. I've nuked that one.
Heck,
I'm liking that one a lot.
that's going in as soon as we get off the phone.
Right. I just yeah, again, man, I just think I hate talking like this, but I just think the Eagles have just been so dominant. And like I know it's a Super Bowl, but the Eagles have just done everything consistently week after week after week. I th- I don't know. I could see this being a blowout. I also know that you can't really ever count the Chiefs out. No disrespect to the Chiefs. I just think the Eagles have been that team this year.
Yeah, it really feels like it would take Kansas City playing out of their mind and Philly having a subpar game for Kansas City to have a realistic shot at it. Philly goes out there and they don't have to play their best game of the season. If they just play average football, what they do, and nobody does anything crazy, they're still probably going to win this game. Unless Mahomes does some more Superman stuff, which we've seen before. But man, he did not look healthy in that AFC Championship game.
He
As soon
didn't.
as he had to try to push off of that ankle the first time, you could tell everything shifted and kind of changed for him.
Yeah, he even had that kind of one play over running towards the sideline where he kind of even came back limping a little bit. I don't know though. He's had 2 weeks to rest. Uh, ankle injuries are so weird, man. You can get over sometimes quick,
Sometimes they're gone.
but I just think the way he plays, right? Like he makes so much plays where he's moving left to right and he's not very still. He's gonna it may be okay to begin the game, but I think the Eagles are gonna be giving him a lot of pressure because they're a good team that can do that and still play coverage. I think that they're gonna make him, kind of be on the move and really at least test it, say, hey, all right, prove it's
Yep.
okay. Show us. And they're
Whatever
and
cost
they're
it, make
okay
proof.
with doing it. They're the Eagles defense. I think that they're confident enough to be able to put the pressure on them because they know that their other guys are gonna um, pick up pick up the coverages and still provide you know the receivers and still put the deep threats to bed. I think they're gonna feel confident in their secondary enough to kind of
That's been
pressure
the biggest
Mahomes.
improvement in that team over the last few years is that secondary has really come in. And man, I think it was 2 years ago, if I remember correctly. I think they were in the bottom three in the NFL in pass defense. And I don't know exactly where they're at right now, but I'd be willing to guess top 10. They had just that's probably been one of the most improved overall groups in football over the last year.
Yeah, I think it did come out. I think they're actually I think they're like top three passing defense against the number one passing offense. So and this is like one of those like I think it was like the second time in a row that it's kind of been like that in the Super Bowl. So definitely gonna be
That's
a
also
fun Super Bowl.
secondary too is having that great defensive line that
Yeah.
they just pressure on the quarterbacks. You know that, and if you can hold for 3 seconds, that defensive line is going to get to that quarterback. They're going to get him off his point. There's a good chance they're going to get to him, take him down.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you just can't let Pat sit back there and do his thing, or he's going to pick him apart. You already know what he can do when he has time. I think he just got to, even though you know what he can do when he can throw, when he can move too, he can make plays, and his receivers are good, and Travis specifically is really good at, when there's scramble drill going on for him getting out and finding just open space. But I think you're talking about a very fast defensive line unit. I think you're talking about a really great exotic blitz in the defensive coordinators packages that the Eagles are going to bring up. I just think this has, and again, I hate saying that because I just feel so confident, but I really do think the Eagles just have everything. I think they're just better across the board right now. I think you go back if the Chiefs were all the way healthy. Okay, this could be, but I just think with the Chiefs having a couple injuries, with the Eagles, just really everything's just been getting better and better each week. I mean, their last two playoff games, man, come on. Those have been just absolute just domination. Um yeah,
Yeah,
I see them
there's
doing it again.
there's been many a times in the Super Bowl where everybody really thought that it was going to be a blowout. We thought it was going to be one way. I mean, realistically, who thought that Eli Manning was going to beat Tom Brady
No
twice?
one. I just got done watching that episode too. No one. That perfect season one? Yeah, no.
And I don't
No.
even know if Eli did.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
But
Oh,
man,
well, it's geared up. What's on the menu for this weekend? What are you cooking up? Anything? Any special?
Going up Saturday night. Girlfriend got tickets for the Cavs game.
Okay,
Going up playing against the Bulls, so definitely gonna be getting some live betting in. Sitting there, 13 rows up.
you have
Most
to.
Bulls,
What?
so,
So Bulls Cavs. What's the picks for that game? What's the lookouts to keep an eye on?
wait and see who all's healthy and everything. But my safe one I've been rolling with lately is I feel like get 10 points and 8 rebounds out of both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Probably 4 out of 5 nights. You could throw 15 points from Garland and Mitchell in there just about every night, probably 9 out of 10. I like Okoro on the three, 6 assists from Garland, 4 rebounds from Mitchell. Usually
That's
ends up low 2000s, mid 2000s on the odds, but it's just playing it safe.
that's good. I mean, again, those are all doable numbers, right? Those
They're
aren't
all
even.
things that happen a majority of nights.
They're not even. Those aren't even like. You're not even asking for great games there. You're just
No,
asking for decent
gives you
nights.
less than your average.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Lock that one in, everybody. You heard it here first. All right, cool. So then on Sunday, where are you watching the game at on Sunday?
Well, I'll have RJ, so probably just gonna watch it honestly at the house with them.
You know,
And
there's something about watching the Super Bowl just at your house, especially now, like that I've moved into gambling. Like the last thing I want is to be around people that don't have money on that game and
or people
talking
that
about
know.
stuff that this is the only time that they've watched it all year,
Mhm.
and you're sitting over there sweating out the coin flip, and they just don't get it, and they
I mean, I'm
just
gonna get the commercials on. I'm only watching this for the commercials.
right, like I don't want to be around that. I want to be. I'm right there with you. Um, I want to be right in my seat, watching the game, nice and comfy, stuffing my face with whatever food. Mom's dialing up. I got my when T.O. played for the Eagles, when he left, there used to be a jersey store down here that anytime a player would leave a team, they would put their jersey like on 50% sales. So I got a T.O. Eagles jersey for 45 bucks. And so I dug that up. Um, got my TO jersey ready to roll.
That's
Just
awesome.
I'm going full Philly fan on I'm gonna know what it feels like to be a
They
Philly
better
fan.
grease the poles down in Fort Myers, Florida, this Saturday night.
Yeah, dude. And again, there is lots of Eagles fans down here. I know Tony. Remember Tony? He's a big Eagles fan. He lives a couple hours away though. I don't know what he's doing either. I think, but his friends too are Eagles fans too, so I think they're actually getting together to watch it. So,
That's
yeah, you'd be surprised how many Eagles, Pats, and Bills. Lots of those fans down here.
yeah, not two great fan bases, and one that I really can't stand for the most part. But you know,
Oh
I
well,
think it's
all
pretty
that
obvious which one that is. Everybody could guess that.
I swear, all that is just because people in New England have come down to Fort Myers and Naples to retire. So they're just all snowbirds. That's why. Because you got the Red Sox. The Red Sox have spring training down here, man. There's actually a bar in Naples that's like called oh, I don't know what it's called, but it's something like it's a Boston sports bar. And it's like I don't know if it's like Titletown Bar or something like that, but it's something really like corny like that, and like it just
Nasty.
pisses you off. Right, exactly. And it's like all yeah, it's something like that. Titletown Bar or something like that. Just cocky, right? Like you of course you would. But it's all New England and Boston sports based.
But I mean, the one thing is though, and they have backed it up in our lifetime.
Dude, I
It
swear
seems like they won every probably year and a half, 2 years since we've been alive. You just go across three major sports.
yeah, they do it well, and sometimes same one in the same year.
Yeah,
I know the other one too, that weirdly enough, there's an actual Browns backers bar down the road from me at the golf at Fort Myers Country Club, the restaurant there, the Edison. there's a Browns backers bar there, man. I've been there a couple times for
Um,
some Browns
bunch
Bengals games.
everywhere, man, all over the world.
Another good fan base. Cleveland is another good fan base, man.
And Ohio's not a great place to live, so most people are looking to get out of here.
All
Still cheer for the Browns after that.
Although, dude, when I was up in Mass, there was a billboard that said, uh, move to Ohio. It's got cheaper cost of living and better paying jobs, um, which is
Well,
hilarious.
first part.
Yeah, which is hilarious because I know it's not true on the second, but I guess, cost of living. But,
Yeah,
yeah, big billboard. Time to move to Ohio. When I drove to work, I saw it every single day.
that's hilarious.
Big red sign with the white Ohio, almost looked like an Ohio State University like admissions ad. Um,
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking, man, the only people who are going to think that's a good idea probably are drunk and should not be driving.
there was a sports bar right next to it, so that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
complete sense. All right, man. Well, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to watch Super Bowl again. It's the best time of the year, dude. I mean, last year was really fun because I actually got a team that I root for that was in it, but
Mhm.
I don't remember a time that I ever wasn't excited for the Super Bowl. Um,
It
I
does
think
start fun.
yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like it's that bittersweet ending because like you know that you're not going to see any more football for the next 6 months, and you're just going to be listening to whatever the draft picks are, and but like even like ESPN top 10, that's going to start going down because you can't tell me that a hockey goal or a dunk or a cool catch on a fly ball will ever top a play that's done in football. You can't. I think the only thing maybe comparable is like a hole in one because those are cool because it's extremely hard, but like those don't happen very often. I mean, everything, all sports network, it just goes down. Everyone just loves football. And I
I,
think it's just
I
sad that
think
it's coming to an end.
I think football, and I put basketball up there too because you still have the contact aspect of it. You could still go up, LeBron going up through three guys and just dunking on all three of them and just pushing them out of the way midair. Still awesome.
Yeah, he
I,
does. Well, he plays the sport like he's a football player. Speaking of which, where is Braun at right now?
I have no idea. I've heard cheering several times in there,
All right,
but
so
haven't
he
been able
must be
to
getting
quite
close.
pick up how many points he has or anything yet.
All right, let's check it. That'd be so cool if he actually hit it while we were on. They're down 10 right now, which again, I think we both were saying before. I don't think he even cares about winning tonight. He is at 20 points, so he's got 16 to go, and it is just halftime.
It's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna happen. I mean, that
It's, he's gonna hit
yeah,
a sky hook to do it
yeah,
too.
yep. And then the game's gonna stop. Everyone's gonna come down. The game's gonna take a pause. Well, I hope he hits it. The guy's been great, man. Honestly, same thing like Tom Brady. People can hate on him all you want, but at the end of the game, the guy
Whatever they
provides
should.
excitement. Yeah, he provides excitement to the sport. He makes you want to watch. He's good for everything, and I love LeBron. Everything that he's done, man. There he is,
Love,
baby. The
hated
one,
him for it when he did it.
the
Got
one,
over
the one jersey in Cleveland that wasn't burned right there. The last one standing. You could probably sell that thing for so much money.
it.
Um,
Been rocking this thing since '08.
we were all witnesses. All right. Well, hey, buddy, it was great talking to you. Best of
Always
luck on
fun.
your bets. I'm sure I'll give you a call later this week. Um, everyone, thanks again for watching. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe. And as always, keep the change.
Have a great night, everybody.